everybody. Thanks for coming by. So, what is a frittata? It sounds very fancy, doesn't it? Well, I kind of think of a frittata as sort of an omelet and sort of a quiche without a crust. It's kind of both. And it's so darn easy, and it shouldn't be intimidating. And it's something that, guess what you use? Leftovers. Anything that's in that fridge is fair game. So I'm going to show you what I'm cooking tonight in my frittata. Okay, now a lot of this I either had in my refrigerator or I had it frozen. You know how I do. I like to freeze things up and be able to draw them out when I need them. So what I have here is part of a cooked potato that was just boiled, and I have some beautiful fresh asparagus that I blanched very quickly. And I have some grated cheese. I have a couple of different grated cheeses. I have some peppers, and that was in my freezer that I took out. And I have some sauteed red onion and some mushrooms. These were ones that were in my freezer. Pulled them out, defrosted them. I have some fresh thyme, and of course any kind of seasonings. You know, if you have dried oregano, dried thyme, dried rosemary, whatever kind of seasonings that you might like, salt and pepper, of course, and then eggs. Now, part of this is my frozen eggs, and I'll put a link up above for you to see how to freeze your eggs safely. So I'm going to get my cooktop out, and we are going to start making a frittata. My oven is set at 350 degrees. So, be right back. All right, this is my induction stovetop, so it does have a fan, and I apologize for that sound, but this makes it a whole lot easier for me to show you cooking instead of going over to my actual stove. So I have just, a tablespoon of butter in here. You could use, olive oil if you prefer, and it's nicely melted and the pan is hot, and in is going to go my eggs. And what I did was just, scrambled them up with a whip, added a little milk, so they're, all well combined. And I'm going to add a little salt and pepper to this because I did not do that before when I was, using a whip on them. So a little salt and pepper. And I'm now going to add this fresh thyme that I have. And again, as I said, if you had some fresh oregano or some dried oregano or thyme or rosemary, any kind of seasoning that you like. If you wanted to put some garlic powder in here, you could do that. And I've got my burner on just medium, nothing too high, maybe a little on the medium low end. So I'm putting all that thyme in there. Oh my goodness, fresh herbs are just so superior to dried ones, and I've got some herbs out on my deck, and I'm beginning to really be happy about that. And there's really no good way or bad way, right or wrong, on putting your product, your different items in here. I'm going to start with my little red onions and just kind of spread those as best I can around. Regular yellow onions would be really good in here. I just happen to have some extra red onion in my vegetable keeper. So I've got those kind of spread out. And I'm going to put the potato in next. And again, as I said, no first, last. The only thing I like to do is put the cheese on last. And spread those around. And I've made enough here that this is going to be a dinner for us and a lunch the next day, or even breakfast. So, you're able to make it as large or as small, one person or two or six. And now mushrooms. Put some of those in here. Oh, I love sauteed mushrooms. Whenever I can see a sale on mushrooms, or I'm able to get a big basket from Costco, I slice them up and I freeze them into maybe 1 cup or so size. And I have a video on that, and I'll put a link up above for you to see. And here comes some asparagus. Same thing. When I can find asparagus on sale, I'll buy a bunch of it, and I cook a lot of it up and use it for this sort of thing, omelets, or putting it into salads, because nothing is so wonderful as fresh asparagus. All right, and there's that. And now I'm going to put my peppers in. This is, again, as I said, these were some fresh peppers that I had gotten on sale. Some of those big bags you see that have the red and the yellow and the orange. And I'll take those and I'll slice them up and put them in baggies and put them in my freezer. And they just, you can't use them in a salad, but you certainly can use them in something like this, or if you're making or cooked a dish that you need some peppers in. Oh my gosh, and those smell so good as well. Oh. All right, so then I have some Swiss cheese here. I'm going to put a little of this on. A little bit there. And then I have some cheddar, which I'm going to put on. And I didn't open this container because I wanted you to see this. I bought a bunch of these on Amazon, and I will put a link in my description box. These are what they call deli counter cases. You know, and you get them sometimes, and they're okay. You can use them a few times. These are absolutely amazing. They come in this 1 cup size and a 2 cup size. These lids are so well fitting that you can actually, I put orange juice in the freezer, and they are so tight you can actually freeze the orange juice, and when you defrost it and you want to stir it, you just shake the bottle, shake the container, and it doesn't drip any out. So this is complete. You can see it's starting to bubble a little bit around the side. That's kind of the omelette-y thing happening. And now we're going to go to the quiche kind of thing happening. All right, so I have turned my burner off. I'm going to put this in the oven at 350 degrees, and I'm going to check it after about 20 minutes. And, you know, I want to make sure the cheese is melted, and I'm going to actually shake my fry pan in the oven. And I don't want to see any wet, wobbly kind of stuff. I want to see it. We don't care for really wet eggs. And so when I make it, you know, I make sure those eggs are really set. So I'll go in there and I'll maybe shake the fry pan a little bit to make sure that there's no looseness. And I may even take, a pancake turner, you know, and lift up a spatula. That was the word I was looking for. Take a spatula and kind of lift up to see if it's firm. If it's not, of course, you know, it is too wet, and I'll put it back in the oven. But I'll let you know how much time this one took. And when it is done, we're going to take a taste. Okay, I took it out of the oven 20 minutes. It was a 350 degree oven, and it took 20 minutes, and this was 4 eggs and a little milk. So that kind of gives you an idea of how long it takes. And I think this is an 8-inch fry pan. I'm going to bring it down so you can see what I'm talking about, you know, as far as the doneness goes. Okay, now if you wanted to make this kind of toasty and golden brown on top, you could put it, you know, under the broiler if you like. I'm going to lift up the side that you can see. So see, it's done. See how done it is. Now can you see under there? See if you can, yeah, see there, you can see. In fact, let me see if I can bring you in any closer. There we go. That's about as close as I can get you. See under there, see how golden brown that is? And of course, as you can see, you know, that is firmed up very nicely. Okay, I'm going to let this sit for about 10 minutes, let it cool down a little bit. If you wanted to serve it right out of the pan, you could. It's a warm day here, and I'm trying to make something that's a little more on the cooler side, not a hot dinner, and we're going to have this with a nice big green salad. So I am going to let it cool down just a little bit, and then we are going to take a taste of it. Then I know somebody, as the British would say, who wants to tuck into this. So we'll be back. Well, I guess you're ready to try it. You're already digging into the plate. All right.
I'm hungry.
Tell me how it is.
All right.
We love our frittatas. We fix them often. What do you think? Mm-hmm. So good. And every time I make it, it's different because there's always different ingredients that I can pull from. Okay, here we go. Oh, man.
Well, you can taste everything. The asparagus, the peppers, the potatoes.
Onions.
Yeah, onions. Wow. Really good.
Oh, that is so delicious. And you know, excuse me, I've got a mouthful here. Everything, you're right, everything. You can taste everything. The thyme, you can taste the mushrooms. There's the Swiss cheese and the cheddar cheese. And this is it. It's so universal. I mean, you want to try a different kind of cheese. You want to try a different kind of pepper. You want no potatoes, some potatoes.
Oh.
Speaking of potatoes.
I'm just trying to get my potatoes.
You're really enjoying it, aren't you? It is so good. And we're gonna have dinner. I used to have dinner What?
I'm reminded of Julia Child in the movie Julie and Julia.
Yeah.
And her husband asks her, "What is it you like to do?" And she says, "I like to eat." And he says, "Yes, you do. That's me. I love to eat."
My mouth. Sorry. Anyway, this reheats beautifully. You know, put it in the fridge. If you want it, you could eat it cold, certainly.
Okay.
But if you want to heat it up, just warm it up slowly in your microwave. It turns out beautifully every time. It's an excellent thing.
Yeah.
It really is. You should try it. And it sounds so fancy. It sounds so complicated. It's somewhere between an omelet and a quiche, right?
Yeah.
No crust. It's great. All right?
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thanks a lot for watching. I want you to tell your friends. Say, you know, we know these people there at this channel, and they're kind of fun.
And the guy just never stops eating.
No, but they're fun to hang with. All right, everybody. Thanks a lot. Are you done? Are you going to say goodbye?
Bye.
Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.